welcome everybody. We see there's still a couple people just joining in. Hopefully you can hear us okay. If not, you might want to adjust your speakers. And we still just have a couple more people jumping in. I know for some of you it's your first time using Zoom. We've been using it a whole lot for the past month. So I want to welcome everyone. Thank you so much for making time to join us tonight. We would love to see you in person. Accepted Students Day is something that we usually plan for months and months in advance. We make sure there's lots of activities and time for us to just sit and chat and hear what your questions are. But being that that can't happen, we wanted to at least make time to talk with you. And even after tonight, if you have any questions at all, we'll be so happy to answer you by email. We can do a Google Hangout. We can even do a phone call, whatever works for you. But please know that we are completely accessible and we understand what a challenging time this is. Without further ado, what I'd like to do is kick off tonight's session. And this is the session for anyone interested in the accounting major. And so first of all, congratulations, because if you're here, it means you were accepted to the accounting major. We do have our chair with us tonight, and this is Dr. Chang. And we also have one of our students, and you're probably going to want to hear from our student, maybe more than Dr. Chang or I, and that's Melanie Fosco.
Hi, guys.
And my name is Tammy Dietrich. I'm the Assistant Dean for the School of Business. I do not work specifically in the accounting department, so I might jump in for some general questions, but you're really going to want to hear from Dr. Chang and Melanie. So I'm going to let them get started with the program. What we'd like you to do is use the chat box at the bottom. So if you're new to Zoom, as soon as you move your cursor towards the bottom, you'll see the chat function. And just type a question. You don't need to wait till the end. If anything occurs to you at all while we're going, Melanie and I are going to watch the chat room and we'll stop and answer your questions. So please use the chat feature. This session is completely for you. We want it to be for you. And Dr. Chang, you want to get started?
Okay, thank you. So hi everyone. Again, thank you very much for taking time to be with us today. And I have the chat box open so I can see your question as well. So anytime you have any question, please feel free to type in your question. And Melanie, or Tammy, we will address your question during the presentation. So on the screen, you see several rings. Those are the topics that I want to kind of highlight our program. Although we have limited time, I do want to focus on accounting curriculum. But our school business is ACSB accredited, and not just accounting class, most, so I think all of the business class, we have relatively small class size, range from low 20 to 28. Tammy, correct me. Is the average
27.
27 is the average class size. So when I taught at Drexel before, for introductory accounting class, we have 200 students. So this, all the classes are taught by full-time faculty. Specifically, all accounting required classes are taught by full-time professor with PhD degree. We do not have teaching assistant. I wish we have, but so all the teaching, grading, everything are done through full-time faculty, the professor. And when you come in as a freshman, you will be assigned a faculty advisor. So in other words, that you will be assigned a faculty that work with you. Anytime you have a question about what classes you take, or any question about your career planning, you can directly communicate or email your faculty, work with your faculty, consult with your faculty. So you will have individual faculty advisor assigned to you. Okay. On your right-hand side, I will have extra slides to articulate a little bit more detail about accounting curriculum. And you also, I'm pretty sure you also want to know our CPA exam performance, the passing rate, and internship, which I will also have Melanie to kind of share her experience a little bit. And I will also spend some time talk a little bit about the job placement. Okay, And study abroad at the top. We'll mention a little bit about study abroad if you're interested in the study abroad. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll continue. And for any information you want to know a little bit more, just type in your chat box. I want to start with the CPA exam credit hours required, because before I talk about our curriculum, I think it's helpful to know in New Jersey, you need to have 120 credit hours to sit for CPA exam. And assuming you pass that CPA exam, you need 150 credit hours to get your license. So with that being said, our current curriculum offer you 130 credit hours. So by the time you graduate, you will be able to sit for, you have enough credit hours to sit for CPA exam. Actually, as a matter of fact, we have several seniors already passed first part. There are 4 parts. And I have, right now, I know there are 2 seniors. They already passed the first part. They are heading to the second part. I don't know whether any more students, but they 2 students emailed me that they passed the first part. So anyway, you need to have you will take 32 and a half course units to graduate. Each course unit is 4 credit hours. So total, you'll graduate with 130 credits. I mentioned you will need 120 to sit for CPA, but you need 150 credit hours to get your license. So the way we design our curriculum is to help our students to achieve 150 credit hours. So you don't have to worry about that extra 20 credit hours. So this is the credit hours. If you take the regular load, and graduate, you have 130 credit hours. But we normally advise our current students to take 5 extra courses. And in TCNJ, you need 5 courses to minor in something. So for example, we'll advise our freshmen or our sophomore early on, say, hey, you might want to consider take extra 5 courses and pick a minor during these 4 years, right? Squeeze extra course here and there, and you graduate with 150 credit hours. And it's absolutely doable. Actually, most of our accounting students graduate with 150 credit hours. And I will have Melody to articulate that with her experience, whether how she claimed for these 150 credit hours. I do see a question in the chat box provided by friend Dixon. Will TCNJ accounting credit for elective? Is that the introductory financial accounting class? It's an introductory financial accounting class. I think this is a very good question, Ben. We take the transfer credit for accounting 201, and I presume the accounting course you took at Ferry Dixon is Ferry High Dixon, I'm sorry, is introductory financial accounting 201. After that, we will not take the transfer credits. So we offer very rigorous accounting programs. So upper level accounting courses, we are not taking the transfer credit. But I presume the one you bring in is for financial accounting 201. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Dr. Chang?
Yeah.
I just want to do a quick announcement for everyone.
Sure.
When people are typing in the chat box, if you don't mind, send your chat and select everyone in the meeting. That way everyone can see your question, because there's others that probably share it. That also allows Melanie and I to see it. So just a quick note.
Do you see it?
So I didn't see the last question, but if you change it to when you type in the chat box.
You put the to everyone, is that right?
Correct, that would be great.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so let me continue if you don't have any question. In other words, our curriculum design you to achieve you need to have 130 credit hours to graduate, but we design a lot that allow you to graduate with 150 credit hours. So you don't have to worry about after you graduate, you pass CPA, now where to get your extra 20 credit hours, pay extra money somewhere else to make up that 20 credit hours. All right. We move on to next slide. You might be wondering about our CPA performance, historically, how our students perform in taking the CPA exam. This is, I took the data that published by NASBA, National Association of Accountancy. And in CPA exam, we have 4 parts. We have 4 parts. Auditing, BEC is business environment, financial accounting, and regulation. We have 2018, you might be wondering, where's 2017? That was year I just took over as a chair, and I think both our prior chair and I forgot to order this data book. So we skip a year, 18 and 16, but I really expect the data trend probably will be very similar. But let me quickly explain to you the gray chart represent the passing rate of TCNJ. The orange is the state average. The blue is the national. So as you can see, TCNJ all year above. This year, we are not very happy with this year, 2016 audit section, but this is way above the national in Jersey. But all 15, 16, I have data all the way back to 2010, but I don't want to put too much information here, just a few highlights to show you that we offer a very rigorous program to prepare our students. And again, we are not CPA review school. We try to prepare students to be a successful accountant, and passing CPA exam is just a byproduct, right? All right, so that's something I thought that might be interesting to share that with you. In terms of age, passing the CPA exam, for CPA exam, according to the data set they provide, they give us the average age to pass all testing events. That means, now CPA exam is computerized and student can take one part at a time compared to the time when I took my CPA exam, you have to take all 4 parts and paper and pencil and twice a year. But now you can schedule your your CPA exam in the testing center. So for all testing event, people may take certain part twice or 3 times. So if you count all testing event, TCNJ student pass at youngest age for all testing event at 24.4 years old. If first time testing means that first time you take this part and pass, the average age for TCNJ is 23.8. Compared to New Jersey, average is 28 and 27. So our TCNJ student, if they took the CPA exam, on average, they pass the CPA exam within 1 or 2 years after they graduate, compared to the New Jersey average is for 6 or 5 years after they graduate. This is according to 2017. I do have statistics for 2018, but I left my book at my school. Before the school closed, I forgot to bring that, so I was not able to update, but I'm pretty sure the data will be very, very similar. Every year, we have all the data set that surpass the New Jersey average as well as the national average. Okay. Are there any questions at this point? No? Okay. Job placement. I think this is something you probably all interested in knowing. This is a data set based on 1 year after business graduate, 1 year after they graduate, and we run a survey. So the placement rate is 92. This is a business graduate, okay, all the business students. Year after they graduate, 92 of them employed full-time, average salary and 84.5% of them have internship experience. So you might be wondering, okay, this is all the business graduate, and how about accounting? So I took a survey last year, 1 month before they graduate. They graduate in May. So I run a quick survey to our senior in April. So 1 month before they graduate. We had relatively small group last year. 38 of them graduate in May, 10 graduate in December, because these 10 are transfer. So for transfer student, normally take them 1 extra semester to graduate. So out of the 38 May graduate, 33 students, 1 month before their graduation, they have permanent offer. And 5, the remaining 5 are interviewed, already have multiple interview. They are waiting to hear back from the recruiter, from employers. So I expect that maybe a couple months after they graduate, probably all of them has a job. For the 10 graduate in December, a few months ago, I run a survey in November. 8 of them already have permanent offer, and 2 are still interviewing at the time when I run a survey. So I consider this is a very good placement rate specific for the current graduate senior. And I have not do the 2020 because they graduate next month. So we'll do that soon to our senior. This is from last year, a month before they graduate. Here are just a list, simple our recruiter and employer. As you can see, Big 4, medium size, and some corporate company, Johnson & Johnson, Bristol Myers Squibb, Bank of America. It's a long list. I just for some typical accounting firm as well as a corporate company. Study abroad. We offer very rigorous program, and it's because a sequence of accounting curriculum. We are not taking upper level transfer credit for upper level course. In other words, all the upper level accounting course have to take here. We have to take all upper level course, at TCNJ. So we do support, we do encourage a student to have study abroad experience, and if you are interested in participating in study abroad program, we suggest that you will do that before you start your junior year. In other words, by the end of you have first 2 years that you want to participate in study abroad, do that during your freshman or sophomore year. And I also encourage you to talk to your advisor. Regarding what class you should take, and so you are not, you still be on track even you study abroad. All right, and we also have.
We have 2 questions, Dr. Chang.
Okay.
The first is from Christopher Ang, and he asked, are there networking events where students can meet with potential employers? And I would say yes to that. TCNJ always sends out emails when different employers are coming on campus, where it would be like either you could meet in the bookstore and get to network, or they'll meet in the student center or different areas. So there's always different places to meet employers, and TCNJ is very good at keeping you up to date about what's happening on campus. And then this is, I think, more directed towards you, Dr. Chang. It's from Peter. Does managerial accounting count as an upper level accounting course?
Unfortunately, we have financial accounting in our second course, managerial in other school, normally called managerial, but our second accounting course is a combination of easy part of intermediate and easy part of cost. So it's not equivalent to managerial if you took managerial accounting in other school. So to answer your question, does managerial accounting count upper level course here? The answer is no. for accounting curriculum, we do not have equivalent course to managerial. We do have cost accounting that's a lot more in-depth compared to managerial. I hope that answers your question. Are you welcome? Any other questions? Okay, so on the screen, we do have, besides other business student club, we do have accounting student club. IMA is one, Beta Alpha Psi, that's Honor Society, and National Black Accounting Association Student Club. And again, Melanie, do you know any other? I think we do have a lot of other business student club.
Yeah, there are a ton that they have a club there where you can go and sign up. But whether you're interested, these are particularly accounting focused, but there are a lot of different business clubs as well. So let's say if you have an interest in marketing, you can join the, they have a marketing, they have different marketing clubs or different areas if you want to expand into other areas of business as well.
Okay. So I am going to turn to Melody to let you share your experience, accounting program, your experience about internship, how you achieve 150 credits hours, what's your plan, like you are junior, so how you plan for your 150 credit hours, so on and so forth, anything you want to share.
Okay. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and dealing with all this craziness this senior year, but feel free to write in the group chat if you have any questions about anything I say or anything. But so my name is Melanie Fosco and I'm a junior accounting major, and I have minors in information systems and technology, which is basically like a technology focused minor, as well as a minor in marketing, just because I had a personal interest. I initially came into TCNJ as an open options business major because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I took accounting in high school, but wasn't exactly sure what area I wanted to study. So with the support of the faculty and staff and different people I met along the way, as well as taking each introduction business class my freshman year, I decided that I liked accounting the best. And I'd say accounting is the best business major. I might be a little biased, but there's so many different things you can do with it, whether it be working in tax, audit, advisory. You can do wealth management. You can work for the FBI. You can work in healthcare. There's just so many different things that you can do, so it never gets boring. I've lived on campus the past 3 years. I mean, now I'm obviously home, but I lived in dorms the first 2 years, and now I'm off campus. And on campus, I'm involved. I'm a captain of the varsity swim team here, but I'm also involved in Delta Sigma Pi, which is a professional business fraternity. I'm in Beta Gamma Sigma, which is a business honor society, and I'm also involved in the peer mentorship club, which I can talk about a little bit about later. But in terms of my internship experience, I interned last summer at Johnson & Johnson, and I was actually doing more of a finance-based role. I was a commercial finance intern supporting the wound closure. So J&J basically just makes a lot of the like stitches and glues that most doctors use. So I was looking at different, I was doing a couple different finance roles within that. And then this upcoming summer, I'm interning at PricewaterhouseCoopers, or PwC, which is one of the big 4 accounting firms. And I'm working actually auditing, which is like kind of similar to investigating the insurance market for their company. So there's definitely a lot of different internship opportunities depending on what you're interested in. And the great thing with accounting particularly is that the recruitment period is so early that, and TCNJ helps you so much get connected to different employers. Like TCNJ, my freshman year, sent out an email, because they send out weekly emails in the School of Business newsletter, and they had this application to sign up for the Johnson & Johnson externship as a freshman. So I applied to that and got in, and from that, I got to go to a cool meet and greet networking session down in New Brunswick at the J&J headquarters. And from that experience, I got connected to an internship for my sophomore year. And then when my sophomore year rolled around, TCNJ makes you take this course called Career Planning, where every Wednesday, all the accounting majors sit in this big lecture room, and each week, 2 to 3 different companies come to talk to you about opportunities within their firm and different areas where they're interested in. And you get a bunch of cool like swag items from them and stuff. But from that, they tell you how to apply to different jobs. So from that, I was able to interview with like multiple firms, and this was my sophomore year, the March of my sophomore year. I got offered an internship for this upcoming summer, so a year and a half already. And then the firm I'm working with already offered me a full-time job for post-graduation. So, and I really didn't have to do a lot of the research myself. So TCNJ definitely takes care of you in the point of getting a job. I mean, obviously you have to do, you want to practice your interview skills and do well in school, but TCNJ really gives you the tools to be successful in that area. And I mean, everyone's goal in college is to come out with a job, I'm pretty sure, or to go for higher education. So they really, really do a great job with that. In terms of other,
can I add one point to what you just said?
yes, of
Because we have a sophomore career planning. We have freshman seminar. They all require course, and in that class, I think professor invites the speaker from firm, from companies, and that's one. I think I have a question at the beginning that are there any networking opportunity events? So these 2 classes, you will see you have opportunity to interact with alum or speaker from company and firms. Also, every year in the fall, in September, we have accounting meet and greet. So we invite all the employer, recruiter from all the firms. The list I show you on the previous slides. We have all the firm company coming, and all the accounting students are invited to meet and greet, to meet the employer and recruiter. And so those are great networking events that you have opportunity to talk to recruiters. Yep.
Okay, so I guess I'll continue. So in terms of my CPA plan, it may seem a little intimidating to get the 150 credits within 4 years, but it's definitely doable. I came in with I think only 1 or 2 AP testing, which I know is a little different this year for you guys, but offered to freshmen, what about transfer students? Actually, let me answer this question first. So Christopher Eng asked, so what are the programs offered to freshmen, but what about transfer students? Transfer students also take that sophomore career planning course, and they also have, they basically follow the same curriculum that we do. So they have all the same opportunities that we have as well.
To also answer your question, Christopher, the freshman seminar, if you will transfer, this freshman seminar will be waived. You don't have to take the freshman seminar. But the second course we call sophomore career planning, it's a required course that you have to take before you can graduate. So you definitely will go through that sophomore career planning class. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead, Manly.
So to get the 150 credits, what I did is I took about four classes each semester, and I took on 2 minors because some of my classes overlapped. So I was able to get those. And I also always wanted to study abroad, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm on the swim team, so I can't go during the year. But I ended up taking, after my freshman year, doing a 4-week study abroad program in the Czech Republic, where I took international marketing, entrepreneurship, and international business, which got me those extra credits and also satisfied some of the general business electives that I had to take, and also helped me get through that 100 and to get to the extra credits that I can put towards 150. But even if you don't want to take classes in the summer or anything else, it's completely doable within the 4 years. And TCNJ is really good with giving you the tools to figure out what you want to do. So they have on the website, I think even available to you guys, a course sequencing guide where it shows you what courses you should take when in order to reach the amount of credits you want to do. So those resources are always available.
So what are your minors, Melanie?
So one of my minor is the information systems and technology, which is one of the newer minors, but it's a lot of firms are very, very interested in it. And I think it goes hand in hand with accounting, where it's basically more of a technology focused minor. So Dr. Chang's actually the chair of it as well. But you basically learn the ins and outs of like databases, computers, how to use different systems, and just basically a lot of it is focused on data and how to analyze it. So it's extremely useful, especially as accounting gets very automated, to have those skills, and employers absolutely love it when you can talk about it.
Yeah, we one of our required accounting course called Accounting Information System. So we have new professor teach. She came in 2017 to teach that class, and she teach machine learning, which is a really popular hot topic. And one of the students from her class interview with a recruiter mentioned about she learned machine learning in that course. They were very, very impressed. They were very impressed that we have that offer in accounting information system. But yeah, and we normally advise our accounting students pick a minor, and IST is one popular we'll normally recommend them to minor. So what is your other minor?
My other minor is marketing.
Okay.
When I was taking my different courses, like the introduction courses, I just really enjoyed marketing, and I think it's so different than what accounting, like the concepts behind it and stuff, so it'd be useful. And one of my favorite courses I've ever taken in college is pharmaceutical marketing. I really am interested in healthcare, and it was really, really cool to be able to take that. And I had this credit space for it, so it was nice to take a course that was very, very different than the other mathematical based and hard structure of accounting. So, but you can really minor in also anything you're interested in. It doesn't have to just be within the School of Business. I know people who are doing communication minors, who are doing computer science minors. So it's really just whatever you're interested in, and it's always good to expand your horizons.
I have a student from prior years minor in criminology because she's interested in forensic accounting. So whatever you're interested in and you think is a good combination, good complement to your major, you can pick 5 classes minor in anything. It's doable. As you can see, Melanie share, it's doable.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
There's a question I would like to ask Melanie, and I got that question a lot, is why we do not have 5 years program. And some parents ask me that other school offer 5 years program in order to get 150 credit hours and graduate with the master's degree. So what is your experience? Do you think when you interview with an employer, whether you are in disadvantage without a master's degree?
I don't think I'm at a disadvantage at all. Definitely, I think TCNJ fitting in with 4 years, it's definitely nice that you can get out and start working a little earlier. But for an accounting, I'd say a master's degree is useful, but firms really want you to take the CPA exam, and that's more important to them. So if you can take those courses and take the exam earlier, it's much more useful than staying a 5th year to get that master's degree. And I know a lot of people also go for other examinations like the CMA, which is a management exam, or eventually go back for their MBA. But firms are really looking for the CPA over, I'd say, a master's degree in accounting.
That's what I heard. What I heard from the recruiter. I actually spoke with one of Big Four recruiter, asked the same question, and their response is, we just like you said, what we really focus on, what we really want is a student, good student. They are able to pass CPA exam. They are able to get 150 credit hours by the time they graduate. And I know one of the contracts, some firm provide, I think, offer the permanent offer with a condition they will have to achieve 150 credit hours by the time they graduate. So these are the 2 things. Of course, they look into as a good person, as someone they would like to work with. But really, what they care is the CPA exam as 150 credit hours. And they told me it's not even a salary differentiator with or without this master's degree. And I saw the placement, job placement from our current student. I don't see student has disadvantage without master degree. Is that they say it's nice, but it's not really.
Exactly.
That's what I heard. So I want to see from student experience, but I literally asked them. That's what they told me.
Mm-hmm.
I got that question a lot. That's why I want to bring that out.
TCNJ is also, I'd say, one of the best resources you're going to have at TCNJ is the upperclassmen and your peers around you. And a big helpful thing for me has been the alumni connection I've gotten. So a lot of the recruiters coming back to TCNJ are alumni, so you naturally have that bond to talk about. But also the upperclassmen are so friendly, and they literally will help you out in most situations. And they'll like advise you on different classes to take or different activities to be involved in. So this whole student body and faculty is so friendly, and the alumni connections are like very, very strong within the business school.
And you are peer mentor, right?
Yeah, so I can touch on that. So the peer mentorship program, basically when you come in as a freshman, you take 2 business seminars, which is Business 99 and Business 100. And this is very, very unique compared to other schools, where we're basically starting you off really early and teaching you the little professional skills that can set you apart from other majors. So within Business 99 and 100, you do things like resume review, mock interviews, you do how to dress professionally, how to get involved on campus, and it kind of teaches you all those little skills and stuff where you might not know, at least I didn't know coming into college, which really helped polish me and refine my skills a little bit. And you also get matched with a peer mentor. So what the peer mentors are here for is that it's an upperclassman, either a sophomore, junior, senior, who within the School of Business, who's there to help ease your transition into college. And from like what we done is it's very, very informal. We want you to be comfortable to talk about anything, whether it be what's going on in your dorm, or we can offer you advice about what courses to take, or I've sat down with different students and helped run through what their course sequencing should be, or how to use the system to schedule for classes in the spring. So we're really there for to give you anything, any help you need, which is really great resources. Like I'm very, very close with the peer mentor I had as a freshman, and I still talk to him to this day. And also I have a couple of mentees below me who I still keep in touch with, and it's just a nice friendly face when you're coming into a new campus to help you out. So it's one of the great programs you can get involved with. And then the School of Business also has a lot of different activities. Like they have a bunch of different competitions, which are really fun to form teams. So I know different companies come in, which is also a great networking activity where they host like case competitions or different activities where that are business related, where you definitely get to learn a lot because and learn things that you don't learn in your classes. So I encourage you to take on these opportunities to compete in these different competitions and do something different.
PwC has competition every year. Johnson & Johnson has competition every year. We have business plan competition every year.
Yes. So definitely different opportunities, but yeah, TCNJ, the business school, really, I can't emphasize enough. You definitely have to put in a lot of work to do well in your classes and be responsible, but they really give you the tools to be successful, and everyone there really wants to help you reach that next level. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me anything.
I'm not sure that we've touched on it a whole lot, but could you guys talk about the EY Audit Lab? And Melanie, I don't know if you've used the Audit Lab at all, but it's a feature that not all schools have.
I'm not sure what year, I think 2012 or 2013, our EY alum, Sean Rogers, he's very generous and donates a certain amount of funds to open an EY lab, which is one of the room in the School Business. So in the lab, we have monitor, we have database, and Dr. Jose Nori, who is a professor for audit, use a database, use a lab that allows students to run the data set to, I think for audit, to simulate some audit project. So that's audit lab, basically mainly used for that course. It's a senior course, so I think mainly have not.
Yeah, I haven't taken it yet. I've definitely used the Bloomberg room, but we have a Bloomberg terminal in the business school that you can rent time in that room to get your Bloomberg certification if you're interested in that. But I've also had courses in that room, and it's really nice because the chairs are really big and there's 2 monitors, so that's pretty cool.
I think also Bloomberg room is right across the audit lab. So if you've done an audit lab, you can go to the Bloomberg room. And my office is right next to the audit room. So if you want to stop by my office, I'm right next to the audit lab. But that's something I want to mention is Excel certification. We just implement that in the spring, and unfortunately, due to this virus thing, we only be able to host 1 certification exam, but all the business students will have opportunity to take the certification Microsoft Excel certification exam, and for the first 2 trial is free. A school business paying for that. I think that's a great opportunity for all the business students, not just for accounting. And all the firm, I think accounting firm, are really emphasize that students need to have Excel skill. Is that what the experience from your internship?
Yes, I actually was able to take the certification exam. It's okay if you don't know Excel because you actually start learning to use Excel during the freshman year seminar I talked about earlier. And then there are optional workshops that the School of Business holds where you can learn more deeper Excel skills. But I mean, if you have the time now, I would start learning Excel because it's extremely useful and you're going to use it. Like I literally, every day of my internship at J&J, we just used Excel for different projects. So if you can become very, very quick and efficient with it, that's a huge skill to have.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know TCNJ, we'll get you there.
Yep. And we offer Excel workshop to help you to go through a workshop and to help you to pass that certification exam. It'll be a good credit, a good addition on your resume, a good skill.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Are there any questions?
Let's see. Look in the chat box.
Tammy, you want to chime in anything? Do we cover everything?
I think you covered everything. You covered the program and some of the things that are unique, tons of opportunities. Maybe the one thing that we didn't touch on was research assistantships.
Oh.
The School of Business offers about 20 research assistantships every year. And what this is usually junior or senior year once you've taken a decent amount of courses. But you would actually get paid for up to 100 hours of research. And we pay about $10, $11 an hour. And you work with a faculty member on whatever it is that they're really working on and hoping to publish. So that you're doing real research as an undergraduate. It's great for your resume. It's also great to get involved with something that's living, breathing research. It ends up being published. You could end up being a co-author, but you make a couple bucks and you get a great experience. So we also have that research opportunity for anyone who's interested.
Yep.
And we have a question.
Yep, about computer. Melody, can you answer that question? What kind of computer is recommended, Windows or Mac?
So for business particularly, I wouldn't say that you need a certain kind. Like I have a MacBook, which I've found has been completely fine. The School of Business has a computer lab in the basement, which is always open, which has desktops and like dual monitors. So you have like 2 different screens that you can look at. And as well as the library has like a ton of different like desktops if you want to use that kind. But I haven't found that any software doesn't run particularly on Macs that well, or Windows are just as good. So you can kind of go with whatever one works for you. would definitely recommend coming into the school with a laptop or something though, because there are different, always different computers, but a lot of students use them in class and use them for different stuff. So it's definitely a good resource to have. Okay, we have another question. Being that internships begin so early, are students introduced to recruiters a year in advance? I'd say you're definitely, when you're a freshman, you're definitely learning a lot of new stuff, but the opportunities to meet these different recruiters, whether it be like in the library, like in the coffee shop in the library or in the school business, are open to all different ages. So you definitely can go, even if you're just a freshman, to inquire about different opportunities and just to get to know them, because having them know your face and recognize you and when you keep going to different events, they definitely do notice because they have the best memories I've ever seen in my life. And you definitely get exposed to different recruiters when you do like different competitions and stuff as well. So you definitely can get early exposure if you come to different things.
Do you have shadowing opportunity in your sophomore career planning?
Yes, a lot of different companies have different opportunities to come in and see like what their daily life is and opportunities. So you can definitely sign up. And I know a lot of certain companies even have, as a freshman, you can go in and go and visit. Like I remember Eisner Ampner, they had this, it was called like the Advantage Program, and I applied online through TCNJ Handshake, which is basically a database where you can search for different jobs and different activities on campus. And from that, I applied, and I was able to just go in and kind of see what the daily life of accounting was, which is extremely useful because we all know what accounting is on paper, but there's so many different things you can do. So definitely gaining that early exposure to different opportunities is really useful just to figure out what you want to do with your life, because there's so many different things you can do.
I think in accounting, the offer, they give out offer earlier and earlier, and many accounting students start with leadership program, and that leadership program sometimes leads to your internship program, and your internship leads to your permanent offer. So I definitely encourage you to have early networking, to network with a recruiter and participate in all different kind of career planning program. That would definitely help you to connect to alum, and that would definitely increase the opportunity to participate in the leadership program or internship program, and eventually the permanent offer.
I don't know. Doesn't seem like we have too many more questions, but you guys also presented like a nice, well-rounded amount of information. We can kind of do like a last call for questions, or if either of you have thought of anything to add.
Is it okay if I drop my email in case people want to get my perspective on anything, if they have any last minute questions?
That's fantastic,
That'd
of course.
Great. Okay, I'll put it in the chat box. I just sent my email, so feel free to message me if you have any questions about either accounting or just life at TCNJ or anything. Even if I don't know, I can definitely refer you to someone who would know. So feel free to reach out, because I don't know how you guys definitely have it a lot harder than I had and people above me picking colleges without being able to go to visit. But hopefully we taught you something today and you can decide for yourself whether you think TCNJ is a good fit for you.
I think, I hope one of the things you're feeling is that we're really accessible and we're really friendly. The fact that a student, and we didn't ask her to do this, but she just offered you her email, like, and she means it. Like, and I feel like the staff, the faculty, that goes 100% through TCNJ. I've been there for 12 years, and from the beginning, there were so many people that were like, if you need anything, just call me. And like, they mean it, like for real. So I think we're really friendly and accessible. all of the faculty in our building are all jumbled together. It's not just like, oh, these people keep to themselves over here and this is over here. I think it's a really wonderful community for everybody.
I think one highlight I want to let you know is the accounting faculty. We have one brand new faculty just came in 2 years, and then we have one just got tenure, and the rest of it will work here for 20 years plus. So this is such a very collegial environment that we work together to support students to go through this curriculum. So that tells you something, the culture of a school business, and we are very supportive, and all the staff or faculty are all very supportive, very friendly. That's why I stay here 20 years plus.
And she's great, and she's still giving presentations and publishing and so engaged. Like, we wouldn't want you to go at all.
Yeah.
Melanie shared.
Yeah, Melanie she is a typical student. She's a very good student, and we have, she's very friendly, and we all love her. And we have a lot of other accounting. They are not able to come here tonight, but there are a lot of students like Melanie. You will love to work with her. You will love your classmate like that. But we have a lot of students like, she's lovely, she's friendly, we love her. And she's not the only one we love. We have a lot of lovely accounting students here.
You can just
come and see.
The classes are so small too, which is nice because I feel like you get a really good community feel, because we only have like 1 to 2 sections, which are pretty small. So you really get to know everyone within your major, which is really cool, because you really get to talk about your different opportunities with them and talk to them during class and have people to help you with your homework or whatever you need. So it's definitely good to network within your classmates and stuff.
One thing I do want to ask you though, Melanie, is you are athlete, you are swimming team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have to be honest, that accounting program is hard here. I don't want to scare you away, but it is a rigorous program.
Yes.
So how you manage your time, be an athlete, you participate in so many student clubs, and you're a peer mentor, and you have multiple internships. How you manage your time? How you manage your life? Do you have free time?
Definitely now I have a lot more free time. But, coming into college, one of my goals was to definitely have a well-rounded experience where a lot of people can do one thing well, but you want to get that well-rounded opportunity. So for me, a lot of it is pre-planning, where I can lay out definitely what different classes I have and what different assignments I do when, so I have to be accountable for that. And the professors definitely help me out in the sense that if I have to miss a class for a meet, or if I'm not understanding things, I definitely can always go to them. The tutoring center, I don't know if we mentioned that, but it's a really great resource where you're being taught by different students who have to have like even an A or like an A- in the course, so they really know what you're doing. So that's always a really a different opportunity. But like Dr. Chang said, a lot of people are in the accounting program are very eager and are very similar, where they like to keep busy. So I think just being around a lot of motivated individuals motivates you to do really well.
Mm-hmm. We have a question about when is the deadline to register for classes. So what I want to say is your first semester at TCNJ, we make your schedule for you. If you are an incoming freshman, you have until May 1st to pay your deposit and decide, 100% that you're coming to TCNJ. If you're a transfer student, I believe the deadline is just a little bit after that, but by May 1st, we like to know who's coming in the fall. What we then do is we spend the next month and a half making all your schedules for you. We do send you a survey because we want your input into what we put in your schedule. And then over the summer, the week after July 4th, right in there, hopefully on campus, but it might be virtual at this point. But hopefully we'll see you on campus, and we go over your schedules. We talk a little bit more about, life as a TCNJ student, and then you can still play with your schedule up until the first week of class if you really want to. But we're going to give you a lot of support for your first semester at TCNJ.
You want to talk a little bit about BUS 99 course that all the accounting students need to take also?
Yeah, Melanie touched on that
Oh,
as a peer mentor. So Melanie, if you want to jump in.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, it's where you basically learn the little tips and tricks of being successful in business. Like you get connected with a peer mentor, and you basically learn little things like how to dress professionally, what a resume ideally should look like, or how to get connected to the peer success coaches who can help you build a resume if you don't know. We teach you, show you how to. We go through scheduling, how to schedule. We go through trying to think of all the different things we do. There's so many. We show you where the different resources are on campus. We connect you to the tutoring center. So a lot of the little things that that a lot of schools overlook, we kind of teach you early, so you can start applying that to your different opportunities. And it's 2 semesters long, so you really get ingrained and get everything you want to. And our curriculum's always changing about what we go through, and we really try to make it applicable to what's going on in the market now. So I remember we have now like a LinkedIn workshop for that class, and different how to do interviews online and different stuff. So it's always changing to what's actually going on today.
And Melanie just mentioned LinkedIn, and I never miss an opportunity to jump on LinkedIn. So if any of you have a profile, or if you have time right now, maybe that you want to create a profile, you could link with Melanie, you could link with me. Dr. Chang, are you on LinkedIn?
I am, but I hardly checked.
Oh no! Okay, so for those of you that are in school, we're going to talk with Dr. Chang later about that. But for those of you that
on your phone, that gives you notifications.
No excuse.
you can feel free to connect with us there. We are coming down to the last few minutes, so I don't want us to get cut off. Like we said before, Melanie's email is actually still showing in the group chat. She welcomes your questions. If you have a question and you're just not sure who it goes to, you can email business@tcnj.edu anytime, even if it's not even business related. We'll figure out somebody that will give you exactly what you need. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this session. We are so glad that you guys came out to join us tonight. I hope this was helpful. From the Dean's office, I just want to say thank you to Dr. Chang and to Melanie. You guys are so fantastic. Melanie, if we could, we'd make sure that you never graduate, so we just keep you around forever.
Right.
So, but from me, I would say thank you all and good night. And now it's for you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tammy.
All right.
So should I close out?
I think we're gonna close this out, but we're gonna save this recording if anyone needs it. So thank you both. Thank you, Melanie.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
Tammy. Bye, everyone. So I hit end meeting, right?
Yep.
That's it, right? Okay. Bye, everyone.